hiya, pal. Gosh, it's almost time. Yo, what is up there, guys? It's the Wiz back at it again with another Amphibia video discussion right here, right now. So let's get right to it. All right, this week is the big event. That's right, I'm talking about none other than the episode titled Marcy at the Gates, which, by the way, will be a 40-minute special, but yes, finally, at long last, we will be introduced to her and see what she's been doing all this time. Now, whether or not she will be a friend or foe is the real question, so I wanted to go ahead and place some predictions before the episode premiere, because I guarantee you it's gonna end with a real big shocking surprise thing. So alright, here we go. Number 1, at this point I like to believe that Marcy has indeed been residing in Newtopia, not simply because she appears on top of the gates of Newtopia, but if you look at the future episode titles like known as Lost in Newtopia, Hopping Mall, A Day at the Aquarium, it seems like Anne and the rest of the gang are going to be chilling in Newtopia for quite a while. Not to mention, from that whole Gravity Falls episode, there was the whole Skipper MP3 player thing, which could belong to Marcy. If not, then boy, this just opens up a whole new world of possibilities and lore. Like, have humans been coming to Newtopia a long time ago? Do the Newts have a way to go to the human world? But let's see what happens before we start going Kingdom Hearts crazy with all these theories. So let's focus back on Marcy. If she was being a Robin Hood type of character, stealing from the rich, giving to the needy, I'm pretty sure Anne would stick with her and go, to wherever she goes and not stay in Newtopia. Or it is entirely possible that they split up and Anne wants to stay in Newtopia to look for more clues to get back home and Marcy leaves, so they end up splitting up. But honestly, I kind of doubt that's going to happen. I mean, there is one episode that's titled like the sleepover to end all sleepovers, so I'm pretty sure Marcy is going to be chilling in Newtopia. But of course, that also brings us to the next topic. Does Marcy even want to leave Newtopia? At this point, I have a sneaky suspicion that she actually wants to stay in the world of Amphibia. Why? That's a really good question. Maybe it's something simple like Marcy actually likes this world. I mean, if you look back at their hometown, everything did seem kind of bland and boring. If she is actually working in Newtopia, doing missions and whatnot, yeah, it seems like a pretty fun, cool thing to do, and I can see the appeal of, wanting to stay in this world. Or maybe she's kind of a nerd where she wants to study as much of the world as possible. I did notice she does have this like shell-like piece as a necklace, so that could be maybe something she found in this world, or maybe it's something from the human world. But Newtopia is supposed to be the grand, utopia place in this world of Amphibia, with things like Newtopian University, and we do know that magic is a profession in this world, so maybe she wants to learn everything she can. Kind of like Luce from the Owl House going to school, she wants to learn all types of magic. Or perhaps maybe it's something a little bit more deeper. Maybe Marcy has some family issues that she just doesn't want to go back to. She's like, forget this place, I'm gonna be chilling in the world of Amphibia. Or another idea I just thought of, maybe Marcy is being played from one of the higher ups from Newtopia, like the king. Honestly, I can see Marcy pulling a Cassandra from Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure. She could end up having that type of situation, which, by the way, if you haven't seen Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure, although I'm pretty sure most of my followers have, you need to get on that right now. There is absolutely no excuse. It's all on Disney Plus, so don't be slacking over here. But with the notion of Marcy not wanting to leave, that's gonna conflict with Anne, with her goal, which of course is wanting to go home. And if that's the case, Marcy could betray Anne. Looking at the intro, we do see Marcy holding the Calamity Box with a big old smile. Now, that could just be there for effect, but my Kingdom Hearts brain is telling me a different story. We do see in the poster Marcy is near Anne within the blue sky in the background with a winky face, so it looks like she is gonna be on our side, but hey, we can't go on appearances alone. Remember Sasha? We all thought she was gonna be a real pal until we found out she was a bit of a toxic control freak, which makes you wonder what's Marcy's personality gonna be like, because we do have a trio friendship thing over here. Marcy must have seen the way Sasha treats Anne, so did Marcy just watch and let that happen, being kind of neutral? Or was she a bit of an instigator, kind of encouraging Sasha to continue that type of behavior? If anything, I think she might be a little bit on the selfish type, especially if she's going to end up stealing the Calamity Box from Anne. But let us not forget that, of course, both Sasha and Marcy were both outside the store giving Anne the thumbs up to go ahead and steal the music box. So ultimately, when it comes down to it, we'll just have to see if Marcy will choose the heart of the cards, or is she gonna backstab both her friends. Seeing as how we are getting a season 3, I'm gonna say she's gonna end up backstabbing Anne. It would make for a more interesting dynamic between the 3 girls, each having their own goals and then ultimately coming together to, like, you know, go ahead and save the day. Because like I keep mentioning, there does seem to be this whole prophecy thing that's gonna happen where the 3 girls are gonna have to come to work together to defeat this giant frog thing. Not to mention the powers of the gems most likely are in each of the girls. Well, we know for a fact that Anne definitely has it. As far as Marcy and Sasha goes, that is yet to be seen, but I'm pretty confident they have it. Marcy probably has the green one and Sasha probably has the purple one. So guys, that is basically gonna be it for this video. What can I say? Once again, Marcy at the gates. I am super excited. We are literally just only a few days away, and oh man, it's finally coming down to this. Honestly, at this point, I feel like if I'm gonna make a final prediction, I'm just gonna go ahead and say I believe Marcy will be friends with Anne, then eventually she's gonna, you know, find out something about the Calamity Box, and then ultimately when she finds out about it, boom, she's gonna go ahead and betray Anne and possibly even Sasha. But if, you know, Marcy was to actually go ahead and pick a side at this point, I have a feeling like she's probably gonna end up teaming up with Sasha, mainly because, well, if Sasha does end up taking over, like, you know, the whole world of Amphibia, then technically that means Marcy could go ahead and, you know, stay here, no problem. But at the same time, if Sasha does end up ruling over the frogs, maybe Marcy really isn't about that life. I mean, plot twist, how crazy would it be if, you know, Marcy was technically also a victim of Sasha, but, you know, Anne just had it a lot worse. And speaking of Anne, I'm wondering if she's actually gonna tell Marcy exactly what happened between her and Sasha. Oh, I'm hoping that she tells her the truth. Otherwise, this could come back to bite her in the butt, because we do see how manipulative of a person Sasha is. So, you know, if Sasha happens to bump into Marcy, ooh, who knows, you know, Sasha might trick Marcy into all these lies about Anne and this and that, and oh no, see, that's why you gotta tell the truth. So we'll see what happens. Knowing Anne though, I don't know, I think it's 50-50 at this point. She's either gonna tell her the truth or she's gonna lie, or maybe just keep it subtle, be like, oh yeah, I kind of bumped into Sasha, but she's doing her own thing. We got into a little fight, something like that. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But once again, the only reason, and the only reason I'm so insistent that Marcy is gonna betray Anne is because, well, you know, we gotta get the show hyped over here. We gotta add some more drama into the mix. If Marcy was just like, yep, I'm gonna team up with Anne, or yep, I'm gonna team up with Sasha, it's like, well, that's kind of boring. You know, hey, be your own individual. You know, one thing that I keep remembering is how the creator of the show said, well, one of the reasons why I decided to go with frogs is because frogs go through a big change. You know, they start off as little tadpoles and then they become big frogs. So just like the show and the character development, these guys are going through changes, and clearly, you know, there's a lot of things that they have to work on when it comes to one another. You know, trying to become real best friends, learning about the heart of the cards, Ohana, Nakama, my friends are my power and I'm theirs, and all that great stuff over here. I ultimately see it happen. I don't want Marcy to betray Anne, but, you know, I feel like it's gonna need to happen if we want to get this show getting a lot crazier than it already is. You know what they say, there's that old phrase that only real best friends argue and fight all the time. Or in this case, I guess start a whole revolutionary war? Like, yo, Sasha, I think you could calm down a little bit over here. Let's not, your friends are supposed to be your power, like I keep saying. So guys, I mean, that is basically it for this video. What I want to know in the comment section below is, you know, hey, Marcy, what kind of personality do you think she will have? Is she going to be as bad as Sasha, or is it going to be a little bit less? And what do you think she has been up to all this time? And of course, the $1 million question, do you think Marcy will indeed end up betraying Anne? So, you know, guys, leave all your predictions and thoughts in the comment section below. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a big, massive thumbs up, as that helps me and the channel out quite immensely. If you aren't already, you can follow me on my Twitter, same thing as my YouTube channel, which is Ed The Wiz. I'm also on Instagram, which is MattSwag12345, where I go ahead and post all the good stuff. So until next time, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and say, bye, pal! We'll see you soon!